We have our board member reports. Item 7.5, I will start with board member Izumi.
Thank you very much, President Valiamed. Very quickly, because I know we're all hungry. The only couple things is that I'm going to pass around just a couple of photos that Member Davis Lyman and Member Thomas and I attended Governor Schwarzenegger's appointees reception at Arco Arena. So you might want to take a look at our happy gathering. So also too. Also, Member Davis Lyman and Member Thomas and I attended the community college night at the River Cats game sponsored by the U.S. Army a couple of weeks ago. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Baca?
Just two things real quick. I want to thank Chancellor Scott for visiting Mount Sac and helping us with the fundraising there. And I think I'll kind of leave it to my colleague across the way, my friend Bobby McDonald, to discuss the vets, but I think we're making a lot of progress there. I'm looking forward to us just really putting some stuff together that's very beneficial for vets.
Thank you. Member Thomas?
Yes, thank you. I wanted to share with the board a thank you card received from Linda Renee from Irvine Valley College. I think it's worth your reading. She was a 2010 recipient of the California Community College Classified Employee of the Year Award. So rather than read it, I'll just pass it around and share. As Member Izumi said, I joined he and Member Davis Lyman to attend the Governor's and First Lady's reception for governor appointees at Arco Arena, and it was a great opportunity to interact with other appointees as well as have a tour of the locker room and photo opportunities with the King's dance team. And I don't think we'll quit our day job, but we had a good time. June 10th, I attended the Classified Leadership Institute, hosted by the California Community College's Classified Senate. I spoke to conference participants about the Community College Classified Employee of the Year Award program and who the recipients were for 2010, who we were able to honor for 2010, and was fortunate to have one of the recipients in the audience. That was great. And I am honored to say that I was given the Classified Senate 4CS Leadership Award for 2010 at that event. June 11th and 12th, I participated in the third and final meeting of the League's Commission on the Future that Scott Lay mentioned earlier. I talked to the board about it a little bit. In the interest of time, I won't go through any more of the details. The next steps, the CCLC staff will be developing a first draft of the full report, and the commission members will then review the draft with the intent of a final document out in September. So I think we'll all be looking forward to that. June 12th, I attended an Osher Scholarship fundraiser dinner and auction put on by the Yuba College Foundation. June 18th, attended the Sustaining the Legacy Centennial Dinner hosted by the League. That was also attended by Member Davis Lyman, and it was a great event. The dinner honored 20th anniversary of the League as well as the 100th anniversary or 100 years of service of California Community Colleges. Chancellor Scott was one of the speakers at that event, and that was also great. And then, as Member Izumi said, on July 1st, joined members Izumi and Davis Lyman to attend the Sweet Night of the River Cats baseball game hosted by the U.S. Army. The intent of that gathering was to develop a working relationship with community college leaders in the Sacramento area and share information on educational opportunities and benefits the U.S. Army has to offer students. And my thanks to Lieutenant Colonel Chuck Dure and Tanja, I can't say Tanja, Ochama, and as well as their staff members. It was a great event. It was a great opportunity to get to know those individuals better and hopefully be working with them in the future. They are part of the U.S. Army Sacramento Recruiting Battalion. That's my report.
Thank you. Member Ramos?
Thank you. As the Chancellor said in his opening remarks yesterday, I've been involved heavily in fundraising efforts on behalf of the Foundation, in particular the OSHER initiative. I was involved in setting up meetings for the Foundation leadership, involving the Chancellor with California Endowment President of the Weingart Foundation, both in Los Angeles, and then with staff with the Carnegie Corporation of New York. I think that those conversations should prove promising to us. I had meetings that were very informative, one with Peter McDougall at Santa Barbara City College and Santa Monica College with the presidents of those institutions to inform my own learning about issues in the field. I delivered the commencement speech at Hancock College in Santa Maria in early June with coaching from my friend Bobby McDonald, and was upstaged by Marcus King, the earlier student leader who was here to receive the award this morning. He spoke much more shortly and much more directly and much more effectively than I did. And then most importantly, and something that I hope we can follow up on, I had the great privilege to attend President Obama's speech on immigration policy on July the 1st in Washington. And on that occasion and surrounding that speech, I had the opportunity to speak with Secretary of Labor Hilda Solis and the President's Domestic Policy Advisor Melody Barnes, both of whom engaged me on the whole topic of this proposed White House conference on community colleges. I urged Melody Barnes to seriously consider having Chancellor Scott elevated on that meeting agenda as a presenter, speaker. She seemed intrigued by that. I want very much to be able to follow up with her accordingly to involve Valerie Purnell in that conversation. Manuel Baca is a very close friend of Hilda Solis, the Labor Secretary. She too was interested but unaware about the conference. I think it would be great if through Manuel's good offices we might be able to encourage her to make it a priority. So with great hope we can follow up on those initial contacts and translate it into the kinds of suggestions that I've made here. Thanks for your patience.
Thank you. Member Paris?
On a local level, I'm involved in leading a Latino leadership group that's focused on Latino education success. And we've actually are working through K-12 as far as the community colleges and the university level. And we did an initial meeting where we have identified 5 key areas that we're focusing on, and we're going to continue to have dialogue on that. And our focus is really on having outcomes that will impact our student success, particularly in the Latino community. And I'll continue to give you updates on that. And we've invited folks from different arenas. I'm not sure if I actually brought somebody from the Chancellor's office into that discussion, but I know I had folks from CPAC as well as the different local boards of education, et cetera. So I'll continue to keep you apprised of that. CPAC, we attended their meeting. They had a really good report. It was a first reading, a draft report that really aligns with discussion that we had on the contribution of California's independent colleges. There was some controversy around the information in that, so it was a first reading. They're going to go back and continue to work on it. But I think some of the things that they were looking at, the report actually said that there's going to be a 7% increase in enrollments. They are actually projecting a 13% increase in enrollments, and we're looking at a 17% increase in enrollments. So it's very comparable. If you look at it, it's not much of a disparity there. They're also looking at the fact that they feel capacity issue is more flexible within their environment than it is within our environment. I think a lot of that has to do with the way that they deliver the courses that they're currently delivering. So this, if any of you are interested, we can make the report available, but this is only a first reading, but I think it aligns with a lot of dialogue that we had. We had a very good retreat on June 8th with CPAC that was really focused on identifying their research priorities for the next 18 to 24 months. I felt very fortunate to be part of that. Barbara also was present. What we also did, though, is we stepped back and we said, before we start talking about research priorities, let's have a discussion on what it is that the organization as a whole wants to achieve more generally, and really honed in on some areas that we felt were really critical to the success. I don't want to go into those areas right now. I'd be willing to have offline conversations, because really the next step is engaging our partners in this process, which is the community colleges, the UCs, and a lot of the groups that have vested interest in what CPAC is doing, and getting their input into this process as well before something is formalized. And the board is actually going to come back together again to have further discussion on this. But I think everybody will be very pleased with the direction that they're moving in. And at the end of the day, the foundation on this is building collaborative relationships with the common goal of student success. So I think, that kind of aligns with everything that we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice President Himmelstein?
No report.
Nothing to add. Member Baum?
Only following up on a presentation we had earlier in the year about the Nisei Diploma Project for former internees. At Pasadena City College at the commencement ceremony last month, we were able to award 19 diplomas to either former students or their family members who were able to come in. It was a truly inspiring ceremony, and Assemblymember Furutani delivered our commencement address, and it was an honor to be able to do that.
Member McDougall.
No report.
Member Davis-Lyman.
Okay, along with the attendance that you've already heard about, I just want to tell you, if you look at the bottom picture with the King's dancers, when we went up, we were the first women to go up. There were men bouncing up to get the picture. And so we said, are there any community college students here? To a hand, their arms went up. So we felt fully embraced by them. Also, I attended the Economic and Workforce Development Conference in June. And I think an important message there that I heard over and over again from community college staff was, we are here to help you. We want to be part of making your projects a success. I also had the privilege of addressing and attending with Assemblymember Warren Furutani the wonderful Nisei a ceremony at Sacramento City College, which was extremely moving. People came with canes, in wheelchairs, to get their degree that they did not get in the 40s. And if they were deceased, their families came. It was a very moving and touching ceremony. And also, if you have not read in the Bee, Board Member Izumi had an incredible article in the Sacramento Bee, When Good Isn't Good Enough, School Test Scores Mask Failure. And it's a provocative article, and you might want to look at it. Thank you.
Member Price.
This past weekend, I was able to attend the SSCCC meeting. It's the first meeting of their new council, so I was able to meet all the new members. The new president, Alex Pater, is here. I think you met him a couple times already today. And I look forward to working with the new council, and I'm glad I was able to attend so these students get to know me, and I can continue a working relationship with all of them.
Thank you. Member McDonald.
Oh, I'll try and get it all in a minute and a half, okay?
Very good.
No, well, maybe 2 minutes and a half. I want to send a couple shout-outs to some of our vice chancellors. Some positive things have happened that I think should come to our board's attention. Really pleased with, if you look at the new piece that comes out, the Community College Connections, I guess it's called, or Community College Updates, that Terry Kalbaugh and Paige puts together with news clippings and stuff. I happen to go through it like every day, and I went through it, and I found a nugget. We have a varsity all-star player in our midst. One of 15 people in the whole United States are going to be on this group called the United States Education Secretary appoints members and chair of new committee on measures of student success, and that's our Patrick Perry. So he's varsity. Oh, he's not here. He's left. I gave him this big build-up, an all-star game. Oh, he's not here. But want to thank you for that. You have my little program there where I've been. I got a chance to do the Road Home program at Long Beach City College, along with Manuel Baca was there, and Assistant Vice Chancellor Valerie Purnell. I got a chance to do the Pan-African commencement at Cal State Fullerton, do the Golden West commencement, and then also a really, really wonderful surprise. I got a chance to do the Fullerton College School of Continuing Education commencement, and they had over 399 students that graduated and got their high school diploma equivalency that day. So I was really proud to be there for that, and they didn't throw any tomatoes at me, and I got it done within 8 minutes, so I was okay. The other thing I wanted to share, I got a very, very good opportunity. Mel and Pearl Shaw are fundraisers, and they do a real good job with it at Shaw & Shaw, Comprehensive Fundraising Development, and they called me and asked me to do a report, or asked me to do an interview for the magazine, and went into the minority communities and went into up and throughout the Bay Area. And so I gave you a copy of it so you get a chance to see that. And Mr. Vice Chair, I just did my report in less than 3 minutes, okay?
Oh, wow, thank you. We have public forum. Are there any members of the public that are still interested in addressing us? Okay, well then I will adjourn our meeting. Lunch is upstairs, and then we're back here at 3:30. Thank you.